If you are planning to retire in the next 4 years, I've got some bad news for you. The president-elect's proposed tariffs could make it even harder for you to save for retirement, especially if you're a low-income earner or someone relying on these critical next 4 years to build your savings. And these tariffs, they could hit your wallet where it hurts the most, the price you pay for everyday goods. Now, if you've been tuning into the news, then you know what I'm talking about. The former president has proposed a 60% tariff on goods from China and a 20% tariff on everything else the U.S. imports. Companies that import products like a Walmart, Lowe's, or even TJ Maxx, they're already warning that prices will rise because they'll pass these extra costs on to you. What does this mean for your wallet? Well, a study from the Peterson Institute for International Economics, it found that these tariffs could cost a typical middle-income household over $2,600 a year. Now, for older adults nearing retirement, the impact's even greater. These are supposed to be your peak earning years, the time you're able to save the most money for retirement. But when the price of everyday things like food and clothing and household goods increases, it leaves you with less money to set aside for your future. These tariffs have also been widely rebuked by mainstream economists because they know when companies pay these import tariffs, they pass the cost on to you. And by the way, corporations don't think twice when they charge you more. Douglas Holtz-Eakin, he's president of the center-right think tank, the American Action Forum. He even compared the tariff proposal to a $3 trillion tax hike. And yes, I said a $3 trillion tax hike. This is a massive burden on American consumers, especially those already struggling to save for retirement. And these are folks, people who have for years been beaten up by inflation. And now we're looking at an increased cost because of tariffs. Here's why this matters so much. Many Americans are already struggling to save enough for retirement. They know Social Security benefits only cover a portion of your income and the rest has to come from savings or from pensions. But if you're spending more now just to keep up with rising costs, how can you save? Let me give you a real-world example. I'll paint a picture for you. Imagine this. Imagine you're an older U.S. worker. You're earning about $50,000 to, let's say, $60,000 a year. You're at your peak earning potential, and this is your final push for retirement, these next 4 years. But now, because of rising costs of groceries and clothing and other necessities driven by tariffs, they're eating away at your ability to save. Instead of putting the extra $200 or $300 a month into your retirement account, you'll be spending it on higher prices for the same products that you've been buying for years. To me, it's 2018 all over again when the president-elect in his first administration initiated a series of tariffs targeting Chinese imports. This was the beginning of a trade conflict that never, ever achieved the promised results. And I need to emphasize that. Never achieved the promised results. You can look it up. The trade war, it cost U.S. taxpayers billions, including a $28 billion direct payment to farmers to offset their losses when China retaliated. Now, it especially hurt the American corn and soybean farmers who saw their exports decline by 50% or more. And many of those farmers have yet to fully recover from that debacle. Now, I could have been one of them. When I was a young boy, I was a kid, I dreamed of owning a farm, but fate had other plans for me and I never got to live my dream. Still, I never let go of it. I drive out to what I call my farmland every month just to see the farms that I dreamed of owning. So you see, I understand the impact of this trade war better than some. The bottom line is this. If you're planning to retire in the next 4 years, the proposed tariffs could create a perfect storm. You're in your peak earning years, but rising prices mean you'll have less to save for retirement. And this makes an already challenging financial landscape even harder for those who are just a few years away from retiring. Well, that's all I got for you, my friends. If you have any questions, any comments, go ahead and put them in the comments section. Let me know, though, how you do feel about this tariff proposal and whether you think it could impact your retirement savings. Now, as always, I'll ask you to subscribe to this channel if you are so inclined. I also have some freebies for you in the description box of this video. I have my side hustle starter kit, by the way, for those of you out there who are near retirement or are retired, and maybe you're thinking, hey, I want to bring in some side income. I have a side hustle starter kit. It's free. There's a link to it in the description box that'll help you to get your side hustle rolling so you can make some extra cash. Well, as I already said, that's all I got for you. Have a great day, everybody.